For number 9, it says 3 points P, Q, and R have coordinates P minus 13, 5, Q 5, 1, and R 2, K, where K is a constant, meaning it's just a number. Given that the angle PRQ is a right angle, show that one of the possible values of K is 10 and find the other possible value. Right? So if we know that PRQ is right angle, we can sketch this. Right? PRQ. Right? Our P is minus 13, 5. Our R is 2K, and our Q is 5, 1, right? And we have a 90-degree angle at R. And we know for perpendicular lines, or lines meeting at 90 degrees, the gradient of the first line multiplied by the gradient of the other line should give us minus 1. So in our case, we'll be saying the gradient of PR multiplied by the gradient of RQ should be minus 1. Right? So we can use this to try and find K. Right? So for us to get the gradient of PR, we'll be saying 5 minus K, right? Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Our X2 will be minus 13 minus 2, right? That's the gradient for PR. And we're going to multiply that by the gradient of RQ, which we get by saying K minus 1 over 2 minus 5. And the result should be minus 1, right? So this will be 5 minus K over minus 15 times K minus 1 over minus 3 is equals to minus 1, right? This will be 5 minus K multiplied by K minus 1 over 45. 15 times 3 giving us minus 1. And this comes down to 5 minus K minus 1 equals minus 45, right? So expanding this, we get 5K minus 5 minus K squared plus K plus 45 equals 0, right? Or we can take everything to the right hand side to make our K squared positive. So it will be K squared minus 6K minus 40 equals 0, right? And for this, we're going to use our quadratic formula. So our K will be 6 plus or minus root of 36, which is 6 squared, minus 4. A is 1 and C is minus 40, right? O over 2A, but our A is 1, so it's 2 times 1, which will give us 2. And punching this in our calculator, we get K equals 10 or K equals minus 4. Since we're already given 10, the other values that we've been asked to calculate will be minus 4. And that will be the answer for part A for this question. The other possible value is minus 4, right? And part B is now saying it is now given that K equals 10. A circle passes through the points P, Q, and R, meaning P, Q, and R lie on the circumference of that circle. Find the equation of the tangent to the circle at R. Give your answer in the form AX plus BY plus C equals 0, where A, B, and C are integers, meaning they're just numbers, right? So we might want to draw a sketch of the circle first, right? We don't know the center of the circle yet, but we can just call it O. But we're given P, Q, and R. If P is here, let's say Q is somewhere here, no. So this will be, since we know we have a 90-degree angle at R, so this will be our R, this our Q, and this our P, right? And we know if we have a 90-degree angle like this, if two chords are making a 90-degree angle, this line should be the diameter, right? And it will be passing through the center, meaning for our case, the midpoint of PQ is our center, right? And P, we're going to say midpoint of PQ is our center. So we're going to try and find the midpoint of PQ. So the midpoint of PQ will be minus 13 plus 5 over 2. So you add the two x coordinates and you divide them by 2. Then you add the y coordinates of P and Q, which is 5 and 1, and you divide by 2. And this gives us minus 4, 3. Right? And this is our center. Right? If we have named our center O, we have to find the gradient of RO. So gradient of RO, which is a radius, will be, remember R is 210 now because K is 10, right? So gradient of RO will be 10 minus 3 over 2 minus 4. This should give us 7 over 6. That's the gradient of RO, but we want to get the equation of a tangent at R, right? And we know the tangent meets the radius at 90 degrees. So if the gradient of RO is 7 over 6, the gradient of the tangent should be minus 6 over 7. So that if we multiply these two values, we get minus 1, right? So this will be the gradient of the tangent. The gradient of the tangent. And using R, which is 210, we can find the equation. So we use y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So y minus our y value 10 equals m, which is minus 6 over 7, our gradient, x minus our x coordinate 2. So it will be y equals minus 6 over 7x plus 12 over 7 plus 10. Taking this 10 to the other side, it will be plus 10. And if we punch 12 over 7 plus 10, we get 82 over 7. So y is equals to minus 6 over 7x plus 82 over 7. And if we multiply everything by 7, we get 7y equals minus 6x plus 82, right? And taking everything to the left hand side, we get 6x plus 7y minus 82 equals 0. And this will be the equation of the tangent in the required form, right?